Hi there and welcome to the 11th row of Christmas. Today, on the 11th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 11:45. So what we're going to do today is 11 45-second sprints with 1 minute rest in between. Now you remember from day 7 or row 7 when that was 7 1-minute sprints with 1:15 rest in between, that was quite a tough day. Well, today's going to be along those same lines. It's a slightly shorter sprint, but it's less rest and you have more of them, okay? As such, your pace, I want you to go a little bit faster than you did when you were doing the 7 of the sprints, okay? So whatever your average was across those 7 sprints, I want to see if you can go a little bit faster. So if your average was 2k minus 5 pace, maybe try and see if you can get 2k minus 8 pace for today, okay? Because it's only 45 seconds and then you get a whole minute rest in between. So you should be able to really kind of hold on, and it's about a fast max intensity row today. So if you are not completely exhausted by the end of it, then I'm very disappointed. No, I'm not disappointed in you. I couldn't be disappointed in you. So because today's session is going to be right up there, we're going to do our 10-minute warm-up, all right? So we start off by setting up our machine. Go to your drag factor, set that where you want it to be. I set mine to right about 125 if you are interested, or you can check out the video I have on the YouTube channel, which says what drag factor is and some ideas where you might want to set it. If you're not in a concept 2, then just set your resistance to a point where you get a good weight of the stroke, but you don't have to heave against it by lurching your back to take up the weight of the stroke. Next up, go to your monitor and set it to eye height if you are able to, so you don't have to look up and you don't have to look down. And finally, set the foot plate height so that you can get to the front of the machine with your shins pointing vertically, okay? If you're set too high, you might not quite be able to get there, or in order to get there, your feet might have to come right off the foot plates, which isn't really advised. A little bit of a rise is okay, but all the way up is not okay. If you're set too low, you might go scooting straight past that vertical position, which causes power leaks if nothing else, but it can also cause a little bit of hyperextension through your back and things, so we don't really want that. So, 10-minute warm-up. We're going to start this at 18 strokes a minute and 2k plus 20 pace for 2 minutes, and then we're going to speed up to 20 strokes a minute and 2k plus 18 pace, but I'm going to talk you through the whole thing, okay? So we're going to go a little bit faster and slower the whole way through this 10 minutes to make sure we're warm for today's session. So here we go then. In 3, 2, 1, let's begin. So 18 strokes per minute, 2k plus 20 pace. And of course, it's a little bit late to be telling you this, but if you don't know what I mean by 2k pace, then it's all about rowing a 2-kilometer time trial. So you'd go, load 2,000 meters into your monitor, row it as fast as you can, as long as you're medically okay to do that, because it's quite a lot of hard work, it must be said. And then you take your resulting time and you divide it by 4, and that gives you the average time to row 500 meters in your time trial. It doesn't matter if you start at 220 pace and stop at 250 pace, it's the average we're talking about. And that's your 2k training time. You're at your 500 meter average. So when I say 2k plus 20, then you take your 2k training time and go 20 seconds slower than it. Now, it must be said, this really only works if you have a monitor that shows you your current pace to cover 500 meters, like a Concept 2 or Skill Row, RP3, water rowers that have the Smart Row S4 add-on, the Bluetooth add-on. If you don't have that, I'm afraid you have to try and work out your pace in a slightly different way. Okay, one more stroke. And let's increase the pace up to 20 strokes a minute and 2k plus 18. So, the start of this warm-up should have felt around about 5 out of 10 effort. And now that we've just increased up to 20 strokes a minute, and a little bit faster, you may now be thinking, this is close to 6 out of 10 effort. So that is kind of the other option for pace guides, is to use a perceived effort and then use that to gauge how you should be rowing. But the problem is that as you go through a row, it does feel harder and harder. And that's the problem with the perceived effort, is you don't really want to change your pace. So if whatever you're rowing at right now is a 6 out of 10 at 20 strokes a minute, you remember that. And if it starts to get harder at this pace and becomes 8 out of 10, you don't slow down. I need to make a separate video about this, to be honest. It's hard to get all the points across while also thinking about all our changes. So, in 4 strokes time, we're going to slow down again to 18 strokes a minute. One more. So here we go. 18 strokes a minute, 2k plus 20 pace. And then at the end of this minute, we are going to increase to 22 strokes per minute and 2k plus 15 pace for 30 seconds. And then we'll slow back down to this rate and pace for 30 seconds. Then we'll increase again, and we'll decrease again until the 10 minutes are done. But I'll talk you through it, don't worry. 2 more to go. 1 more stroke, and then we're going up to 22s. You ready? Let's go. So push harder with your legs in order to increase your pace up to 2k plus 15. It's only 30 seconds worth. And give a good push into the machine. 2 more. 1 more. There we go. Back down to 18 strokes a minute and 2k plus 20 pace. And then in 20 seconds time, we'll go up to 24 strokes a minute and 2k plus 12. You ready? Last stroke here. Let's go up to 24s. Remember, you push with your legs and you hold that forward tilt and arms straight as you push with the legs, holding it until your legs are about halfway through the drive. 1, 2, back down to 18s. And then next up is 26 strokes a minute and 2k plus 9. Four strokes to go. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 26, 2k plus 9. So push with the legs, forward lean, arms straight. When you are halfway through the leg drive, that's when you finally swing over your hips with your back, and only then So you can pull in your arms. 2 more. 1 more. Back down to 18s. Next up, you may have guessed, 28 strokes per minute. And your pace this time is 2k plus 5. So a 4-second jump. 1 more here. You ready? Here we go. Just push more from the legs. This is all about leg power, increasing your drive speed and the power going into the machine. 3, 2, 1, down to 18s. And then our last one is 30 strokes a minute and 2k pace. 2k pace. 2 strokes. Last one here. You ready? Here we go. 30 strokes a minute. 2k pace. And if you can't get the rate up to 30, then really think about your hands coming away from you, smooth and fast. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to 18s. We'll just paddle home for the next 20 seconds to just let the blood carry on flowing around your body. Ooh. 2 more. Last one. There you go. So that's our 10-minute warm-up done. For me, it's a handy 2,436 meters as well. If you don't feel that you're warmed up enough, have a quick drink and do some light rowing while I go over what it is we're doing again. If you feel you're warmed up enough, then just rock up and down the rail, have a quick drink, and I will explain one more time what we're doing today. Okay then, so on row 11 of the 12 rows of Christmas, my true love gave to me 11:45. So you're going to do 45 seconds sprinting with 1 minute rest in between. Now, pace-wise, I'm kind of thinking, well, certainly you want to go faster than you did this on row 7, but I'm thinking round about 2k minus 5 to minus 8. You might be stronger and faster than that, and you might end up minus 10 or something. But remember, you've got 11 of these to do, okay? And I want you to make sure that you're putting in as much power as you can through all 11, and you don't have to kind of just drop off the edge for the last 3, okay? Stroke rate wise, I'm probably going to be up around about 34, maybe 34, 36 for most of these. Might go a little bit faster towards the end, but this really is about a high rate and a high push of your legs in order to get up to that sprinting. It's only 45 seconds, so hopefully it's not going to take too much of and you should be able to kind of have a good consistent amount of power going through each of the 45-second intervals, okay? So have a last drink before we get into this. Your first interval is going to have to start from a stopped... Oh, my microphone's fallen off. Let's hope he stays in place. Sorry about that. It was just easier to do an edit than it was to have you sit here and watch me fumbling around with my microphone. So yeah, so the very first of these intervals is going to be from a stop flywheel. So just be careful if you have any kind of back issues that it doesn't twinge them anyway. But you can start rowing with about 10 seconds to go in each of the rest intervals to get that flywheel moving again before you go into the 45-second effort for the rest of them, okay? Just a little bit of a service announcement there. So you ready for this? Let's go then. In 3, 2, 1, go. So like I say, you want your rate up. And you want to push your feet hard into the machine. Push the machine away from you. And hold your forward lean tilting over your hips, and then your arms nice and straight to get that power through, and then you finish with the arm pull at the back. 3, 2, 1. And then a minute rest, which, trust me, you're likely to experience the time machine qualities of a concept 2, where 45 seconds can feel like an hour, but then the minute rest can feel like 15 seconds. 30 seconds to go. Like I say, if you do have back issues, start that light rowing with 10 seconds to go, and then try and time it so that as I start my stroke, you're coming in and you start yours same time as me, bang on 0. Okay, so that's 10 seconds to go. You ready then? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Really, this kind of a session is why we do loads of longer sessions working on technique, because by the time it comes to fast rowing like this, there isn't much time to really think about your stroke. So you need to have your default stroke as good as possible. 3, 2, 1. So I know my stroke definitely falls apart when I start trying to put in more power. How's my mic? I'm still coming. Excuse me a sec. I think it's because my shorts are coming down. That's embarrassing. Right. So yeah, you spend a lot of time doing 30 minutes to 20 strokes a minute to grind in your body's kind of natural, this is how to row, so that when you are just eye-bulgingly fast, it kind of goes to that natural technique as much as possible. Okay, there are 10 seconds to go if you want to do some rolling starts. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. But really, the best thing from a technique point of view, especially on a row like this with so many intervals, is to pick one aspect on each interval and focus on that, and hopefully everything will fall together because of that jigsaw puzzle. 3, 2, 1. The shorter rests are definitely offsetting the shorter work. Well, they are for me anyway. Don't remember it feeling quite as intense by interval 3 on the 7 rows one. Those 7 intervals. Okay, so I'll start going through just smaller aspects of technique. See if that helps. Okay. 10 seconds to go if you want to do some rolling starts. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So just think about your back Okay? So tilting forwards at the front, hold it for as long as possible before swinging back, but then make sure you are tilting forwards as your handle comes away. You don't want to be lurching into the front with your back. 3, 2, 1. My average so far is 2k minus 6. I can't remember what my average was. That's terrible. I'm saying to you, you should go faster than the average on row 7. And I can't even remember what mine was. 30 seconds to go. Make sure to reseat your seat. Get the pressure from your sit bones off your glute muscles. Give them a chance to breathe. Get blood flow. Okay, 10 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Now I want you to think about straight arms as you drive out of the front. So nice and straight as you come in. Hold them straight as you push your feet into the machine, and only pull at the back of the stroke. Straight pull, straight pull. Okay? But get them nice and straight at the front. 3, 2, 1. I'm quite equal so far. First one was 229 meters, but I've been 228 for the 4 that followed. Oh yeah, all at 33 strokes a minute. It's good to be able to look at it from that point of view, so you know if you're fading from interval to interval, and then you can think, is it power or is it technique and fatigue? Okay, 10 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Right, let's think posture quickly. You want to be up and powerful at the front. Up on your sit bones as you tilt in. You're not rounding in through your upper or lower back. You're tilting a powerful posture over your hips. Same at the back. Stay powerful. 3, 2, 1. 6 done, 5 to go. We're past the Bon Jovi point. But yeah, you'll make sure your forwards are nice, powerful, not slumped. Nice and powerful. No. Yes. No. Same in the back. Finish powerfully, not slumped and rounded. Oh, I've not had a drink yet. Make sure to have a drink. 15 to go. 10 seconds if you want rolling starts. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. It's not just your back for the core, it's also your stomach. Make sure you're bracing against the power as you push out of the front, and then bracing at the back to take the force of the momentum that's taking you backwards. 3, 2, 1. In fact, I'm going to record a video, one of these rowing hacks, quick tip ones, for just a simple exercise to work on your core. I've made a similar video before, but I'm doing a series of really quick ones right now. And so I'll make one about that tilt forwards and tilt backwards, where your core has to stay braced here as you tilt forwards, and as you drive, your core has to stay braced at the back, has to stay braced. A lot of bracing of the core going on. Okay, 10 seconds to go. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And remember, none of this matters if you aren't exploding your legs out from the front. So push the machine away. Get your legs down at the back, but not with locked knees. You want soft knees. Push with the feet. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Ooh. And just thinking about pushing with the feet, I got up to 230 on that one. It's only 1 meter, but hey, you might look at 1 meter and go, that's not much, but what if you beat your nemesis by a meter? And worse, what if you lost your nemesis by a meter? Okay, make sure and reseat your seat. My glutes are starting to get a bit tender because I'm not moving about much. 15 seconds to go. Get back in the straps. 10 seconds to go. I've got 3 more intervals to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. And try as much as you can to stay as even as possible with your seat slide. So as you get tired, it's easy to think that sliding further forwards will give you more chain and therefore more power. But it won't. You'll leak power. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. 231. That's nice. Yeah. Still just think about only going as far forwards as shins vertical. If you go past that, you can start to leak power. And really, most of my technique chat is just about trying to plug power leaks. 2 more to go. Sorry, I'm not saying much anymore. Okay, 15. Right, 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Remember, your arms are not only here to finish the stroke, they're also here to help you on the recovery. So pull in nice and strong at the back of the stroke, but then instantly send them back out at the same pace you pulled them in at, and then get them past your knees before your knees bend. 3, 2, 1. Oh, one more to go. And you know I'm going to say it, but unleash everything. If you've still got some power in your bowl of power, empty it on this last one. Great things can be achieved if you have the capacity to put it all in there at once. In this case, over 45 seconds. In a 2K, over however long a 2K is. If you get what I mean. 10 seconds until our last interval. Let's go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So, it's about legs and arms. So, legs, arms, push, pull. Push, pull, release. Back is swinging, tilting, forwards, backwards. Legs, come on. I want to hear machines screaming. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. 2, 3, 8. And what's that? 2K plus, or 2K minus 10 and a half for my last one. Right, don't feel sorry for yourself, come on. Breathe. You've got people watching you. My exercise ring is closed. It's handy. Where's my 3-minute cooldown? Where have you gone? We're going to do 3 minutes as a cooldown. That'll do. So we'll do 1 minute, 18 strokes a minute, 2K plus 20 pace, and then we'll do 2 minutes doing the single leg drills, arms only, or arms and back only, and then legs only, okay? So here we go. Cool down. I know it's a little bit quick, but this is because it's important for you to get into cool down quick. In 3, 2, 1, go. So if you can hold that 2K plus 20 pace for about 30 seconds of this first minute, that should activate your muscles enough to stop them from potentially seizing up, having come to a full stop after what I really hope was a tough old boot of a row. I know it was for me. So I hope it was for you. Ease off the pace a little if you wish, but in 4 strokes time we'll be easing off by doing single leg rowing. Last one here. So put one foot in the ground, carry on rowing. Now, whereas when we do this drill in the warm-up, it's about opening up your flexibility, ready for the main session. When you do it in the cool down, it's more about stretching off your muscles. Swap feet, getting that compression, tension at the front, and then driving out, activating your quads, and then at the back, your hip flexors. And all the time your arms are working a little bit too. Okay, both feet in, legs straight, row with your back and arms. So this is back to that pivot thing. Pivot over your hips, handles away, pivot, pivot, arms, arms, pivot. And I say pivot not just as a Friends reference, pivot, but also because it's so important that you don't just round your lower back. You are a pendulum, backwards and forwards. Talking of forwards, let's get to the front with arms straight and a forward lean. And just press out from the front with your legs only, holding the forward lean and straight arms. You don't want to push so hard that you have to recoil to take the power. Okay, so just enough power that you can think about the connection of your feet to your hands, but without your arms needing to bend or your back needing to rock over. So that's me done for the cool down. You can obviously continue cooling down if you want to get some more meters in, or if you're just not fully cooled down, or if you want to hop off the machine, then right about now, an image of me in the top right hand corner of the screen doing some stretching will just have appeared, starting off with hamstrings. And then I'll go through over the next few minutes stretches to look at your hamstrings, your glutes, your hip flexors, your quads, then your shoulders, forearms and fingers, biceps, triceps, and then upper back and upper chest, really. There are, of course, many other stretches that you can do, but these are the core ones that I do, and this is how I do them. If you want specific stretching tailored for you, then your best port of call is an actual physio, not a goofball on YouTube. Hi, that'd be me. Yeah, so there we go. That was today's row. That was a nice, so the way this has gone is that 2 sessions ago, which was what, row 9, was the one that was 9 minutes, 20 strokes a minute, all about power from your legs. So that was a tough one in terms of, it was mid-tier, that was about discomfort and holding on to it. And then yesterday's, or session 10, was 30 minutes, 18 strokes a minute, 2K plus 20, which is normally that low intensity. But because of the power strokes that we were throwing in every 3 minutes, it had that little bit more of a toll in terms of cardio and your muscles. And then today was pretty much about putting together muscle power and cardio to be able to get top speed out over these 45 seconds. So everything's been, like, this whole 12 days has been really leading up to today as the 11th row of the 12 rows of Christmas. And then the 12th row of Christmas is just a nice recovery one. We get to sit and eat mince pies and drink champagne. No, we don't. We still have to row, I'm afraid, sorry. But yeah, so the 12th row is just like a nice recovery one, that kind of a nice longer, slower one, just to let you go, and then depending on how you've timed this, if you've been doing them along with me, then the 12th row of Christmas should pop up on Christmas Eve. So you get to do a nice kind of low intensity fitness building fat burning, which isn't really, I mean, it's low intensity, so it's more likely to be, if once you burn through your actual fuel, it's more likely to use fat for fuel, but it's still, any exercise is any exercise. Anybody that puts a row up on screen that says, this is a super fat burning row, they just want your money, okay? Today's was a fat burning row, tomorrow's was a fat burning row. And to be honest, doing a row like, I'm on a rant, sorry, to doing a row like this, and then doing a low intensity, those kind of balancing the two of up, they are more likely as a combination. In fact, let's throw in the mid-tier intensity one as well. These three things are more likely to help you burn fat overall than someone that says, just do a 40-minute low intensity every single day for the rest of your life, or someone that comes along and says do a high intensity interval training workout every single day for the rest of your life. And most of the times those HIIT training workouts that they show you aren't in fact HIIT. Oh, it would be funny if suddenly it was the end of 2021 and poor Stevenson ended due to a brain embolism while he was discussing his anger at people calling high-intensity interval training workouts high-intensity interval trainouts when they were in fact high-intensity steady-state workouts, which is frankly what most of them are. If you're at a point, it's like Tabata. I've said this before. Tabata's a hiss workout because you just hit a steady state. You'll never really recover enough because you're only getting 10 seconds rest. So your body's just working at a steady state. And most, inverted commas, workouts you see that say they're HIIT are actually hiss. And it's most of the time it's just programming where people don't want to do 20 seconds work and then a minute rest because they're like, what's the point of that? So they tend to do like 20-20 or whatever to try and make it exciting for people. I fall into that trap too. But anyway, yeah. Crikey, so all I'm saying is that if you see a thumbnail for someone making a video that has fat burning workout all over it, then it's, well, yes, it'll make you burn fat, but there's nothing particularly special about that workout. If you want to burn fat, you need to look at lifestyle. You need to look at what you're eating, what you're drinking, how much you're moving, whether you're actually being true about what you're eating, whether your portion size is too big. If you're eating too much, why are you eating too much? Is it actually that you have, you're craving food for a reason? Maybe it gets to, like me, this used to be my problem. Got to a Friday night, it had been a really tough week at work, and I'd get home and I'd have my big plate of spaghetti, but I'd also have like a good kind of 6 cans of Guinness, and I'd have some cake afterwards, and then I'd still be hungry, so I'd have some cheese and crackers and whatever. And this is why at one point in my life I was up at 16.5 stone, because I was turning to food as a comfort thing for the reason to it's like, I'm in a bad mental state, so I'm going to eat. And then when I combined things, like I wasn't playing squash and stuff at the same time, I just went and I brandoed. But you can come back down again by being sensible, by looking at what you're eating, working out where the pitfalls are, when are you overeating, why are you overeating, making sure you exercise, making sure you drink a lot of water. That's the stuff. But a video on YouTube that says, do this workout to burn fat or to get a 6-pack or whatever, is just rubbish. I'm done. Hopefully he's done stretching. And we're all good with our day, okay? So thank you so much for coming along. I mean, seriously, if you put up with that rant, then we're best friends. We're best BFFs forever. Because, yeah. But yeah, thank you so much for doing this. This was a real tough row. It's a great one to kind of effectively end the 12 rows of Christmas, even though there is a 12th row to come. But this was like kind of the big fireworks event. And then tomorrow we're sweeping up. So I will see you in that one or in another video. Please let me know whether you enjoyed this one. Please let me know whether him stretching up in the corner is helping you. Are you stretching along while you're rowing along, or are you just going, oh, well, he just shut up and stop talking? So please look after yourself. Oh, hashtag shut up should be the hashtag, really, shouldn't it? I don't know. Well, I'm running out of time now. What are we really... just 11s, because it was all about 11. It was like the 11 sprints. So let's just, or 45s, or whatever you want to make up, frankly. I mean, listen, after that rant, I think that embolism has happened. So, yeah, so please look after yourselves. Stay safe. Be well. Bye-bye.